how VCs envision GameFi sector. And I would like to introduce you an amazing moderator for this panel, Irina Heaver. She's a lawyer and she's also a venture capitalist. Please tell everyone about yourself and would you introduce your panelists?
Yes, hi everyone. My name is Irina Heaver. I'm a crypto lawyer by day and a venture capitalist by night. And I'm absolutely delighted to invite my friends. It's one got switched off. Okay. I'm absolutely delighted to invite colleagues from the venture. Hello? Did you put it off? Okay, take this one. Thank you. My colleagues from the venture capital industry, Victor from NewTribe Capital, and we have Bijan, who I cannot see, from Cypher Capital, and of course we have Anthony from Swissborg Ventures, and of course Haydn Snape from DIG. Move closer, Victor. So as we are all aware, GameFi and Metaverse is a very exciting industry to be investing into. Something like $3 billion was sold in NFTs as in-game assets just in the last quarter of last year. So those numbers are actually quite huge. Also, the dApps usage for the GameFi segment grew to 2,500% in 2021 alone. So, and we have a great panel of not only venture capitalists, but actually gamers. Bijan, I heard a rumor that you spent last week over 100 hours playing games. Is this true?
Unfortunately, yes.
Is it a market research? Are you trying to research which games to invest into?
Yeah, we have invested in a platform called Gala, and they introduced a game called Town Star, which is very competitive. So we I had me, my friends, we got a stock. Then, you know, the gaming in Web3 gaming and GameFi is changing. So we had Excel sheets, you know, buying which NFTs, what is the ROI. So we were very busy, and we just finished the week at top 300, and we said that's enough, basically.
And Anthony, I heard that in your early teenage days, your girlfriend dumped you because you played too many games. So have you reconsidered your relationship towards games and relationships? Have you learned your lesson?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So fortunately, I'm in love. So you see, all these learnings help me as well in my adult age to, you know, be a grown-up person, but I still love games. Maybe because I need this inner child to still express itself. And I think when we look at the blockchain itself and the crypto and what they bring into the table, I'm very excited about it because I will not have this kind of experience where I feel like I love what I'm doing, but there is a part of myself that I feel like I'm giving out my soul and I don't receive anything else beside, let's say, being proud of beating my opponent. And on top of that, there is as well the community experience that I think is going to be enhanced by crypto and blockchain, which we already find in any games. Community is a big part of being involved with games, and again, crypto and blockchain will just enhance the experience when it comes to community.
And I guess all these early days of gaming is really helping you with Swissborg Ventures and your investment strategy. So it's all market research, right? And Victor, you missed a few flights because you spent your nights playing games and you forgot that you have a flight to go to. What is it, a market research in preparation for NewTribe Capital, or what is this?
It was just for fun.
It was just for fun, okay.
And that's the important part of playing a game. We understand that any person in the world that wants to make money, but at the end of the day, we need to focus on products that they're actually fun to play with. Like nowadays, I've been in hundreds of calls lately, and all the projects have been working in in a product for the last 5 years, they say. And if you see the game actually doesn't do any, it's not addictive. So this is one of the things that we do pay attention, like games being in the world for the last 50 years, and they need to be fun to play with, and they need to be addictive. So this is the essence of video games. So P2E is wonderful, but if there is no one that plays for fun, there is no one that's going to get any money out of it. So that's a good point for new projects coming to the space.
And I think it's a great point because there's so many play-to-earn companies and play-to-earn projects, but the games are actually quite boring and not interesting. And then once in a while, you come across a game and you just want to play all night and miss a flight. Hi, Haydn, how are you? What's your relationship with gaming and missing things or losing girlfriends? Anything of a particular happened in your life?
None of the latter, but in terms of gaming, what do? At DIG, we both build businesses within Web3, so it could be gaming, DeFi, Metaverse, NFTs, or we've got also a venture capital arm which does the investing for us, but I don't know if I stand as the only person on the stage. We build games ourselves, so one of the games we're working on right now is, it's topical. You're talking about good games and the lack thereof, within the space, and we're working on a project that's trying to be the World of Warcraft of this new sort of Web3 gaming space. And we've set up a studio in Vietnam, which is many consider to be like the sort of most prominent and preeminent sort of blockchain gaming space. Sky Mavis is obviously the developer behind Axie Infinity, a very boring game, but very much pioneered what is the industry that we're sort of sitting in front of right now. But in Vietnam, we've set up our studio. We've got 85 developers, extremely high quality, working on a AAA MMORPG game called Realms of Eternity. That gives us a bit of an edge when it comes to investing in these products. The same calls that you're having, I'm having on both sides of the aisle. I'm both speaking to VCs to sort of get them to be limited partners in some of our projects, but then also reviewing some of the projects. So I think it's important there's certain factors, I'm not going to bore everybody, but when it comes to this market right now and gaming and metaverse, the things to look out for is people trying to build enjoyable games with meaningful and compelling storylines and lore, all of the things that make traditional games we like to play. Less focus on token economics and NFTs, and that's why we put great emphasis around the lore, the IP behind the game itself, and building something that's actually compelling that people will play. Then you can sort of, through on-ramp, through powerful user experience, help people to understand the benefits of creating wallets, purchasing NFT avatars that are persistent in games, and going through the entire journey. So, that's what we do at DIG.
Excellent, thank you for this. Bijan, you've recently launched Cypher Capital. It's a $100 million fund, and you're very heavily investing in Web3 projects, and you've invested recently in a few really cool GameFi projects that I personally know. Can you give us more of a background on Cypher Capital? Why now? And where are you planning to allocate those $100 million?
Yeah, so Cypher Capital, it's a branch of Phoenix Technology. Phoenix Technology, as a distributor of Bitmain, we are in the field of mining for the past 8 years. And we have been investing here and there under the brand Phoenix VC. Since the markets are steady a little bit right now, it's the best time to build brands. So we started Cypher Capital, which is fully funded by Phoenix. There is no external funds. And we are investing at the times that people are hesitant to back up project. We see this, that is a time to help the project to grow, and basically this.
Fantastic, thank you. Anthony, Swissborg Venture is quite a new baby within the Swissborg family. Can you please let us know the history of it, why you've created it, and which projects are you mostly excited to be investing? GameFi and Metaverse, of course, because that's the hottest area.
Yes, of course. So, as you mentioned, Swissborg Venture is the new baby of the Swissborg ecosystem. So Swissborg is a wealth management app. We have had our ICO in 2017. So we, not that old, generally speaking, but for a crypto startup, we're quite mature, so 5 years.
Grandfathers in the crypto space.
Yes. So we belong to the survivor of this period of time of ICOs. And the idea beside investing in projects, as you mentioned, that need some support, and I think it's very important to understand that not only we at SB Venture we invest money, but we invest as well, let's say, our brain and our sweat to make the project work. So we bring community, we bring all the expertise that we have because of all the knowledge that we possess because of the Swissborg ecosystem. And the reason why, so the raison d'être of SB Venture is to help and to promote any attempt or project that helps the society to narrow the wealth gap. So what does it mean, concretely speaking? Is basically we backed up any Web3 project that is helping to unlock the value that is traditionally locked into the Web2 economy. What we observe in the Web2 economy is when there is mass adoption, when something is very successful and it's adopted at broader scale, it's only benefit to few people at the end. So meaning that the value that is created by the mass is only captured by a very small amount of people. And one of the greatest outcomes of blockchain and crypto economy is to manage to unlock this value, and that's what we try to accelerate at Swissborg Venture.
NewTribe Capital is not that old, under 2 years old, and you already have 100 million under management and invested in over 150 projects. Can you give a background on NewTribe Capital and who is the tribe?
So the tribe is fortunate 5 individuals, who were quite successful. We started together in a group of investors. Myself, Victor, I'm from real estate background, and then I got into crypto in 2014. Luckily enough, was surrounded by good people, and then we decided to form this VC. We believe as well as my panelists as well mentioned that whenever you invest in a project, you kind of need to invest your time and effort as well. You cannot just invest in a project and totally forget. So we have this ethical view, all of us, that whenever we take someone by the hand and we provide capital, we as well try to advise as much as possible on what are the elements that make a project successful. So not only just with capital, but also with our brains as well. I would like to know if the attendees, any of them are into crypto?
Well, it's a crypto conference, right?
Yeah,
Hopefully everybody's into crypto.
But some people are not, though, into crypto. They just come to understand a bit more about it. Does anybody not know anything about crypto?
Are there any noobs at all?
It's okay not to know. Yeah, there are people, it's okay, it's okay. So the whole idea of this panel, I would say, is just to show that it's a technology that it's evolving. It's a technology that is going to change the world. It's already changing the world. From our VC, we have a group of people that they've been told on how crypto works and how they can also promote, not promote, but perhaps better say, how to maybe instruct people to be safe. You know, like being your own bank also means being your own security. And I always like to make that clear, because whoever is not into crypto and want to come to the space, just please take care of your funds.
That's a great warning out there for new people coming in, but also for grandfathers in the industry. Always be very careful of your funds and watch where you're connecting your wallets to. Haydn, you're on the other side from the venture capitalists. You are building games for the venture capitalists to invest into. Why do you think there's so much hype about GameFi and Metaverse projects right now? Why do you think VCs are fighting for great projects to invest into? Why now?
I'll give my honest opinion, which is, I think,
the only thing we can help
everything
for.
in crypto and NFT, all of these buzzwords that we see, right? I mean, and hear about. I mean, it's where the money is, right? It's fast money. It's also easy money, and I think raising capital is not a challenge in this space, especially. There's a lot of capital. It's how efficiently you can deploy it. So I think what we're seeing, a lot of funds are being spun up with this sort of this thesis that they're going to be investing in metaverse and gaming without actually understanding what it's all about, and that's quite dangerous, but it does mean there's a flood of capital investing in innovators and ideas in the space, which is a good thing. My take on it is, you know, we should probably take a step back and look at the entire landscape, look at where the value is coming from. Specifically, when we say metaverse, probably half the people in the room have various definitions, right? I mean, some people think it's like a VR headset that we wear. Others, you know, think it's like Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook vision. You know, the kind of vision I have, I met with a guy who's got 5 million followers on Instagram. He's a freestyle footballer called Sion. He recently went viral. He found like the next Neymar. Really cool guy. And he's got this, I don't want to share all the details of his idea, but he had this sort of concept of allowing people to become stars who can't make professional careers out of football, but using technology, AR, NFTs, you know, using the blockchain to actually document and index data to basically allow for people to do 1v1 freestyle games. So you set up a phone, you know, two of your friends maybe have wearable technology or tracking technology, and they sort of set goalposts. They set a live stream on an app, and AR sort of overlay comes, which shows the players' names, the scores. That's connecting real life with the virtual world, right? That's sort of creating stars out of this sort of idea of anybody can become a footballer, anybody who has the talent can kind of make it. And that was just one idea of sort of converging the two worlds. And I think at the moment we're focused too much on the glitz and the glam and the big buzzwords and the numbers and just throwing money at things that are shiny and flashy and not actually thinking real utility, real use cases. So I'm not that bullish right now on the space. I'm building in the space because of that, because I'm trying to do the contrarian thing and actually build things that are high quality rather than sort of taking money left, right, and center. So if you're building the space or you want to start in the space, I definitely recommend you, you know, if you're looking to raise money, find people who are offering you smart money, right? Don't just take quick money, quick bucks, because there's so much in the space. It's not going to help you in the long run. Find partnerships, right? Partnerships is the number one thing. It's probably more important than money, really and truly.
Thank you for this. Bijan, so what I heard was actually quite scaring. Raising money in GameFi is now easy. So for me, that sounds like a bubble coming up, if we're not in a bubble yet. When you invest in GameFi and Metaverse projects, what are you looking for in a team? Are you looking for a team that is just doing it for a hype to raise easy money? Or how do you basically see that the team is actually serious about building a product rather than just raising money and off to Caymans we go?
So we usually look at basically 4 criteria when we want to invest in a GameFi project. The first one is the developer vision and their background, what they have done in the past or what they are trying to do achievable, and do they have the expertise to do that. The second is the accelerator. Do they have connections to guilds and communities? Because these are communities will bring adoption to the game. The third one is the interface, the gaming interface. Is the actual game something that you want to play? I think they cut me off. I'm joking.
I think it should be working now.
I think somebody wasn't happy with what I was saying. So yeah, so the gaming interface itself. So you don't want to build the games that people play them because they are making money. Yes, the games are changing from play to win to play to earn, but as Victor said, the fun has to be there. The game needs to be something that you really want to play the game, but at the same time you're getting assets. And the fourth one is token economics, how the project is going to distribute the tokens to the early investor and founders, because sometimes projects, especially non-experienced founders, they do these tokens without proper vesting periods, that it will stop them from growing. So that's the 4 essentially parts that we look at when we want to invest in crypto projects.
Talking about guilds and talking about gaming and bringing the gamers into the GameFi industry. There's something wrong with the mics. Maybe we can, no? All good? It's not from here. Okay, so somebody has a mic and whistling into it. Okay, never mind. Anthony, guilds, and why gamers, traditional gamers, are not moving into GameFi space? Because let's be realistic here. Gaming is the largest segment in the entertaining industry. We're talking about normal gaming, all the games we're playing on consoles and laptops and the phones. It's the largest segment in the entertaining industry. There are millions and millions of players all playing professionally. So why are these people are not coming into the GameFi platforms?
Thank you. Yeah, that's a very good question. So coming back to the question you asked earlier, I think what we look for example, as SB Venture is the capacity to attract good players, right? Traditional players, because I think for this world to be adopted, we need icon. The reason why, for example, MMA and UFC, for the ones that are familiar with it, become so famous in the past 5 years is because of Conor McGregor. Because of all these big stars that come to one sport and inspire a new generation to get the interest. So now the question is, why don't we see, because gaming, e-game and esports is extremely famous, it's coming and it's a big wave, but why we don't observe that yet into the crypto game? So according to my analysis, it's come because of two factors. The first one, you mentioned it already, is because of the gameplay. The gameplay is too little. Most of the games are boring. I think when we look at the game in crypto, they are much inspired by the economy of DeFi, and it was, let's say, an enhancement of what DeFi was offering with more fun, but yet it is mainly based on the capacity to farm, which is very boring. The second factor is more, let's say, relative to who we are as human. And as human, we have resistance to change. So when you look at game, for example, I think we went from a moment where it was pay to play to free to play, and now we're moving to play to earn or play and earn, where earn is going to be another component. And of course you have resistance. I come from this generation that has to play. I have to beg my parents for a year in order to get the Super Nintendo and be able to play. I need to spend all my pocket money in order to buy games that I can play. So of course when free-to-play came to birth, was invented, I was very resistant. I say, no, all these games are bullshit. It couldn't be good because I spend all my time, all my money to invest into games that I can play. So of course for me it was very difficult to accept that during 10 years I have to beg my parents and spend my money to play games, and all of a sudden everything became for free. So can you imagine now the psychology? I've been playing games for 10 years, I've been spending money inside this game because of the additional things that you can buy into the games. I've been spending my time, I've been creating my community. And I felt like it was unfair somehow, but it was the status quo. I had to accept that I need to pay to play a game. And now there is a new generation of people that tell me, too bad, you should have been receiving something, you should have been receiving value from the ecosystem in order to play, and now we're going to invent that. So I think entrepreneurs, people that start startup, they always challenge the status quo. And for a long time we accept things in life, and it's true for many domains, and then there is a new generation of innovation that are going just to shake the reality. So we need to realize that we need to accept that these people still need time to accept, because for years and years and years, they have been giving out their life and their time for free to game developers and to big corporations, and have received nothing. And now there is a new generation that have emerged. The reality is hard, but it's coming, and they're going to adapt, because at the end it's a better alignment between what the player can bring into the games and how much the game needs the player, in order that together they can come and become stronger. So Guild is a recent, let's say, kind of an initiative that we've seen in crypto, and it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, because ultimately I think Guild are going to give the ability to tokenize the time of the good players, and esports is going to be tokenized as well. So it's going to bring all this very positive ecosystem all together, and it's going to bring a mass adoption into the creative space as a result.
So once we get to the mass adoption in the GameFi industry, where shall we take that further? Shall we take it into the metaverse, right? Because you have this big collection of players, they're playing, they're building something. So what, and I know, Victor, you're very excited about metaverse. You're thinking about in the next, 10 to 15 years, we're all gonna have a metaverse body living somewhere doing random things. So how do we transition from this early GameFi days where we're still trying to figure out how to get players in to the metaverse where we live, play, earn, and do other cool activities?
I think any technology evolves in the time with making life easier for the people, right? So 20 years ago, would you be able to live without a phone? 100%. Now, 20 years later, are you able to live without a phone? No. Why? Because there are so many apps that they actually help you in your day-to-day basis. So the same thing is going to happen with the metaverse. If you are now having a screen on your phone all the time, you have to find your phone, take your phone out, where you do, who's texting me, it's going to change completely because within the next 15, 20 years, we're all going to be wearing these smart glasses. And we're going to be not only interacting with a computer, we're going to be immersed in a computer. I know that it sounds very strong. At some point, you're going to need some time off in Thailand, like I know you're going for the next month. But it is going to help each and every one to have something easier. So for example, nowadays, whenever you want to have a cab, you just go on your phone and check your Uber. 20 years ago, no one could do that, right? So the transition between how we're gonna move from now this world to the digital world, it's all about the use case that each application is gonna have in our life. If it's not gonna help us, nobody's gonna use it, but if it's gonna help on your day-to-day basis, for sure. So I think this is what we're gonna be focusing on.
So when we were growing up and we're old enough, when our parents would tell us, stay away 3 meters away from the television, right? So we don't spoil our vision. So you're predicting that soon we'll have our television just here on our nose and we're gonna live there?
100%.
Very nice. Who's excited about living in the metaverse? Sheikh Mende is excited. A few people over there are excited, and the rest of us boomers like me are a bit scared, huh?
Reluctant to change. That's what he said.
Very reluctant.
He's reluctant to change what makes technology in the society evolves. Technology actually evolves super, super fast, but the social consensus is what it actually does. And my father, for example, only pays with cash. Completely until today. So, and he sees credit card, he hates them. So it's a more of the reluctancy to change that each of us have.
Of course. Haydn, from the point of view of building a product, so we just talked about what we're looking for as VCs, what we are looking for in a product and how to make that product, scale and addictive and interesting for more people to come in so we make more money, right? From your point of view as a game developer, as a game builder, what are you looking from VCs? Because, it takes two to tango. You already said money is easy.
But money is easy, but not necessarily what you should want if you're building in this space. It shouldn't all be all about making money, right? Otherwise, it's a bit of a dystopian nightmare. We've talked about guilds already, and we've talked. I don't like the concept of guilds, right? I was looking at the name of these bottles of water is Oasis, right? You've all probably watched Ready Player One, that Steven Spielberg movie, right? And there's this futuristic game where everybody is literally in the metaverse. They plug in, it's VR headsets. And then there's this mega corporation that's mining the value. There's almost like a slave class of people that are working daily, playing these games for their owners.
But this is happening already now. There are those game factories in
Well, this is what happened with Axie Infinity, right? I mean, they built an $8 billion valuation off of the backs of really, really low-income Filipinos. So that's not the vision of the future that I have, and it's certainly, I don't like this, Neuralink or, whether it's contact lenses, right? I think for years we've been sort of prophesizing about what the future looks like flying cars, but in reality, it takes for engineers and people who take it back to first principles to have really an understanding of where we're likely to go. We don't have flying cars. I don't think we're also going to be plugged in with Neuralinks, but I think there's going to be just a deeper integration with hardware, software, and then centralized and decentralized systems. I think something in the middle there. I don't know what that looks like, but in terms of what I look for working with VCs, it's we partnered with some really big launch pads for one of our games, and the one that interested me the most was a guy who said, I'm going to help you with distribution, I'm going to help you with acquisition costs. This is applicable to gaming, right? This makes sense. But if I'm on a call with a VC and they're asking me about, cliffs, investing, like you're clearly not interested in the game, right? You're just interested in the investment. That's the fast money. We don't want that. We want smart money. So that's my take.
So here are the 3 VCs, and for Ikigai Ventures, we're very interested in games and the GameFi projects as a product. And Bijan, are there cool, exciting games and metaverse projects that you invested in, not because for the fast money, but because you were really excited about the game and you thought it was a great game and it has the future?
I mean, we have invested in Splinterland, Axie Infinity, and Gola Games. But to be honest, to your question, Gola Games, I think basically it's a community that over 10 or 11 games is coming out. We are very interested. The games are going toward, as I mentioned, we need games that you really basically like Call of Duty, like Warcraft, like Counter-Strike. You need games that get mass adoption, basically. So I'm very hopeful that Gola Games and the way they implement the nodes and how they have founders node that people can participate. I'm very hopeful for what they are doing, and I hope we can basically help them to grow their ecosystem.
Any GameFi projects out there? Any metaverse projects? Mende with bonus markets. Which project? Awesome. So we've got a very passionate VC who's looking to invest in the GameFi project. So how do people get in touch with you?
Mendeke is a friend.
Okay, here you go. Basically, be a friend. Rule number one.
Friend. So
and rule number two.
We are trying to invest with him. So it's he's already fully subscribed. So it's a great project what he's doing. So yeah, so we are always in touch. My LinkedIn and my company LinkedIn, any project can send us their deck, and our associate will go through them, and we will be in touch with them.
Fantastic. And Anthony, are there GameFi Metaverse projects that you're excited about? You want to give them a shout out, if they're in the room or not?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, I think when you look at the way you invest is always the same. So 5 years ago, maybe you say what's going to be the next Google or what's going to be the next Amazon on cryptos, and then you go out there, you do your own research, and eventually you invest, I don't know, in Ethereum or anything. When it's come to game, I think it's the same, right? We want to know what's going to be the next Call of Duty, League of Legends, and all these things. So then we go out there and we do our own research. Personally, I've been involved in my young career, when I was dumped, into strategic game, and I love card games. I think Magic cards, Hearthstones, for the ones that knows, and personally, I do believe there is a great use case here. So now the goal is to get out there and try to identify which are the games that can really compete with this million and millions dollar business and bring it, like just in a matter of a month, just take out everything, because there is this opportunity. Recently at SB Venture, we commit to this game that is called Cross the Age, and I think you guys are invested as well. And I think this is a fantastic use case. What I like the most about the project, it's not people coming from the blockchain that just want to push crypto economy within the game at all costs. They come from the traditional game, they understand the mechanics, they understand everything, the community, and they see blockchain and crypto as an enhancement of the user experience. And I think, as far as I'm concerned, and that's the same as SB Venture, that's the use case we love the most. So yeah, Cross the Edge definitely is one of them.
Yes, right answer, my favorite project out there. And Victor, I think that would be a right answer for you as well, huh? Cross the Edges, because NewTribe Capital invested.
This is fixed.
He just stole my words. So.
The entire panel is invested in the same project.
And not only in, sorry?
The only one who paid the beer.
Sorry?
Joking.
I did not even hear that. And not only NewTribe Capital invested, but also supporting very heavily with tokenomics and helping with developing the project. And of course, that makes projects very, very grateful, because as we keep saying, not only money is required, but additional help and the introduction and helping to propel the project forward.
Correct. I think any entrepreneur starts having a sleepless night every time they start a project, and it's completely crazy. Being a VC, you can have the excitement of being part of a project without the sleepless night, which is I guess, priceless. So with Cross of the Ages, yeah, we've helped them as much as they wanted, but we have our nights, at home, no problem. But I can see the founders from that project and many other projects, they dedicate their entire life to a project. It's, when you become an entrepreneur and you have your own project, it's a different story. Other projects that I'm excited about, there is one out of Canada called AI Irina. It's actually about machine learning, and I actually love it. Sidus, we invested heavily there as well. Fight of the Ages from Vietnam. There is a few. They're all on our website, newtribe.capital. Feel free to have a look. We have a nice portfolio, and also as well to get in touch. If you have a project which has a good use case, it's fun, let's say P2E, it's fun, most importantly, and the team is not going to get the tokens before the investors, then I think we're all in for it.
Fantastic, thank you. Haydn, and now it's your chance to shill your project and tell about your project and why you are excited about your own project. Or you can tell jokes, the ones that I missed.
Yeah, I'm not good at jokes. So Realms of Eternity, you can Google it, Realms of Eternity. It's like a play on Ethereum. Again, it's like a World of Warcraft style game, and yeah, you really got to check it out. I mean, there's no point me trying to sell it. I was actually with Jordan Belford earlier, and he was doing the sell me the pen thing, but sell me the Realms of Eternity thing. I don't really, I'm the product guy, I'm the business guy, but the team behind it is this studio in Vietnam. They're really passionate, and they're very talented. So the thing about DIG, we're not very reliant on VC funding. We very much bootstrap everything. We use, funds that we've raised through private rounds. And on top of that, we built a bit of an ecosystem. The guy filming over here is Dominic Meyer of iBlocks, which is the market maker that we partner with. So we're building a bit of an ecosystem so that we don't really need anybody. We build the game, we raise the money, we market make, we release the token, and but that doesn't mean we don't need partners. So I'd be interested to chat to all of you guys about the game. But yeah, check out Realms of Eternity.
Awesome. So you've heard it from the VCs themselves. We're very excited about the GameFi and Metaverse projects. If you're building something, reach out. Ikigai Ventures, Cypher Capital, Swissborg Ventures, NewTribe Capital, or you can just get on the stage and shill your project. That's it. Thank you very much.